Hey, I am Kai, and today we are covering Python basics. Think of Python as the language you learn first because it gets out of your way and lets you think about the problem, not the punctuation. By the end of this video, you will know variables, data types, loops, and functions well enough to write your first real script. Before we touch any code, let's translate the jargon. A variable is just a label box that holds a value. A function is a mini recipe you can reuse instead of retyping steps. Syntax is simply the grammar rules Python expects, and the interpreter is the program that reads your Python file and actually runs it line by line. So here is the trick. In Python, you create a variable just by naming it and assigning a value. No extra setup needed. Notice how age holds a number, name holds text, and price holds a decimal, all without telling Python what type they are ahead of time. In short, a variable is a label you stick on a value so you can use it later. Every value in Python has a type, and these forecover most beginner code. Int is whole numbers, float is anything with a decimal point, str is text wrapped in quotes, and bool is just true or false. You might wonder why this matters. It matters because Python treats numbers and text very differently when you try to combine them. A string is just a sequence of characters, like beads on a string, and you can grab any bead by its position. Here, word at position 0 gives you the letter H, because Python starts counting from 0, not 1. That 0 base counting trips up almost everyone at first. So, just remember, the first item is always at position 0. A list is like a row of storage lockers lined up in a row, each with a number on the door starting at 0. Here, the locker at position 1 holds the value 1. Lists let you group related things together and pull anyone out just by knowing its locker number. Here's the trick with if statements. Python checks the condition, and if it is true, it runs the indented lines right below it. Otherwise, it jumps to else. Notice the indentation is not just style. It is how Python knows which lines belong to which branch. In short, if statements let your program make a decision and follow a different path depending on the answer. Imagine handing out flyers to everyone in a line, one at a time. That is exactly what a for loop does. It walks through each item and repeats the same action. A while loop instead keeps going as long as some condition stays true, like handing out flyers until you run out. Loops exist so you never have to copy-paste the same line 10 times. A function is a recipe card. You write the steps once, then call it by name whenever you need that dish again. Here, add takes 2 ingredients, A and B, and returns their sum. So calling add of 3 and 4 hands you back 7. In short, functions let you package logic once and reuse it anywhere in your program. I shipped the off by 1 version of a loop once. It skipped the very last item in a report on a Friday deploy, never again. 2 other classic traps, using a single equal sign when you meant to compare with double equals, and forgetting that text needs quotes around it or Python thinks it is a variable name. Honestly, everyone hits these at least once, so do not feel bad, just learn to read the error message carefully. So when do you pick which one? A list is great when your data can change, like a shopping list you keep editing. A tuple is like a list that got sealed in a box. It cannot change, but that makes it slightly faster and safer for fixed data. A dictionary is not ordered by position. It is ordered by name. So you look things up by key, like looking up a word in an actual dictionary. Compared to something like Java or C, Python trades some raw speed for readability. You write fewer lines to do the same job. The huge downside of that flexibility is Python will not stop you from making certain mistakes that a stricter language would catch immediately. Honestly, for learning and for most scripts, that trade-off is absolutely worth it. You can always optimize the slow parts later. Let's land this. You now know how to store data in variables, group it in lists, make decisions with if statements, repeat work with loops, and package logic into functions. That is genuinely the foundation for almost everything else you will build in Python. Go write some tiny scripts, break them, fix them. That is how this actually sticks. Keep shipping. See you tomorrow.